Welcome back to another episode of AJ Larkin Garage. We've just finished doing some other stuff which you would have seen in the last video, and now we're continuing on to do some brake pads. So stick around and we'll smash into it. Alrighty, so for braking we've got two sorts of pads here. We've got the rears and the fronts. These are Bendix Ultimates, as you can see. They're friggin' pretty decent pads, so thanks Auto One. Alright, so an important part about when you're doing the brakes is to keep everything clean. Don't get your pads and put them face down. That's how you get contaminations and then your pads won't work, which is not what you want. You don't want lubricants and shit on a friction surface. Make sure you get a tin of brake clean so you can spray this shit down before you reassemble. We'll do one at a time, and we'll also show a quick bit of the back brakes. But the back brakes and the front brakes will be pretty much identical. The front brakes are a lot bigger than the rear brakes. So yeah, we'll just go through it, how you need to do, how to expand them out so you can get the calipers back on after you put your new pads on. So to get them undone, you got your two bolts at the back there. Undo those two and then your caliper will pull off. Make sure that no one gets into the car and hits your brake pedal, because you'll push the pistons out and then it's going to be a whole nother drama and you don't want that. So yeah, it's just easier this way. We could bleed it, but we're not going to. The brake fluid's still fine. We will do actually I think we've already done a video on how to bleed brakes, haven't we? At some point in one of the videos, I think a clutch bleeding one, it was all the same shit, so relatively the same. We were going to chuck new pads, new rotors on, but these Bendix Ultimate pads, which we got from Auto One, so huge shout out to them again. They're always looking after us. These are pretty good. They'll do a good job with these standard rotors that are on here. Eventually I'm going to upgrade to some DBA slotted ones, but for the meantime it's a good alternative just to keep it going, because these front ones are a bit cooked. So sweet. To get them out, it's pretty straightforward. You can just peel them out.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they just sit in there. The back ones have a little spring in them, but these ones have springs in them. Yeah, they have a spring groove in the corners, where the back ones have a spring that sits on the bottom of the pad, which I think I might have got footage of. I'm not 100% sure.
Anyway, they're sitting there.
Yeah. So they're not too bad, but they're still, these are the factory forward ones, and like I said, I wanted to get a better pad, so we're doing it. Multis, send it with the multis. So normally you could use a caliper spreader. Is that the correct tool? I don't know. I don't use the correct tool. I don't think I've ever used the correct tools.
There's one that
sits
flat to the pistons, fits flat to that, and then you just drill, and it pushes the pistons back in.
But we don't have that, so we're going to use
big dog multis, fix everything.
So you use some multis in there. So you can push back both pistons at the same time. So it's a twin piston at the front. You use your old pad, you put a multi on it, and then you push it in with your old pad. That way you're not doing it. Do not put it in with your new pads, because you'll stuff your new pad, and you don't want that because you just paid good money for them. So when he gets it back in, there we go. Oh no! We lied. We're lying.
Yeah.
Once your pads are put back in, tighten everything back up again. It's a nice motion you got going there. So yeah, tighten your pads back up. Your pads up. It's been a long day. Tighten your caliper back up to your steering there, and then repeat on the other side. Pretty straightforward. This will actually come off because it hasn't got anything holding it. The back obviously has a handbrake assembly inside, and it's got the axle in there holding the disc in. So don't be worried if this comes out once you take off your caliper. So the back pads are actually still really good, but I just thought may as well chuck the new pads in, since we're going to have it all apart anyway to get this axle out, which you guys would have already seen. So I thought I'd just grab them and throw them in. So we'll keep going with the video. Don't forget, after you've reassembled all your brakes and all that, give your brake pedal a few pumps because you've just pushed all the fluid out of all the calipers, and take it for a drive. Make sure your brakes actually are working before you leave your driveway, because you don't want to be ripping it down the road and hit the brakes, nothing happens. Then once you're 100% sure you do have brakes or the other shit, get them a bit hot, like just do some hard braking and that, just to bed them in a bit, and then you should be good.
And then do a skid.
Then do a skid. That checks beds and back brakes in nice and quick. So thank you guys for watching again. This is a short one. Yeah, we'll do a car meet very shortly. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Like, subscribe, share it, show your mother, show your dad, show your grandma, show your grandpa, show everyone you know. And we will see you next time. Ta-ta.